this?
that point.
Okay. I'm not purchasing any more events with him in it against someone that I don't know.
People, yeah.
Twitch muscles must be crazy though. Okay.
Yeah. Table 12 was a wrap.
Yeah.
Table 12, yeah. You guys are going to have to let me know because I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good, yeah.
Yeah.
In terms, I will say...
Okay, wait. Let me go back
Honest
before I
opinion.
say really good.
Yeah, honest opinion. Let's back it up.
Yeah, I was a little too excited in my answer.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, it was really good.
it was okay.
I was like,
It was okay.
okay.
Say what you mean.
It was like the most mid arm wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, it was really good, but when you put it in context with past King of the Tables,
Yeah.
it's not really good.
No.
And it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Little
read.
underwhelming.
People were like, this is very underwhelming.
I heard some interesting feedback from somebody who said that it kind of felt like they threw Devin onto the card just to carry the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that not kind of like...
I mean,
Am I kind of right?
For
The whole thing.
I
I
didn't
love
see it.
RVJ.
Yeah.
I love seeing Morozov. I like to see Corey
Right.
compete. I really like RVJ,
Pay-per-view.
just not that RVJ.
Yeah, that was.
Like even watching RVJ after pull, I was like,
There was
whoa, there's like a 4 year ago you.
There was
that
nothing
dismantles
there.
every person at this after pull that you're pulling with.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, he didn't have
he had an
anything.
incredibly awkward situation with Auden.
Let's start...
Yeah.
Oh, when they.
Okay.
So first one was Casper Seneca versus Netherlander stuff.
That was a good. That was entertaining.
That was, I think, well, yeah. I think it was like one of the best matches on the card.
That was an entertaining match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
It was number one. That was the opener.
Yep.
Then we had Kamil Jablonski versus Artem Morozov. Originally it was Alex Krdecha. Alex Krdecha got swapped out with Kamil.
Yeah, it was crazy to be so low on the card to me. That was a
Yeah, I
high-stakes
thought that
match.
should have been.
Anything Artem does left-handed, I mean, he's up there with at the top of the tree, right?
Yeah.
Morozov, second.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
match.
Crazy,
It's
right?
left-handed match.
Yeah.
That was
These were my favorite arm
His
wrestlers.
left,
And it was a
I'm
good
always gonna
match.
be
too.
like,
left hand was against Corey.
It was a right hand
Right
match.
Oh, it was right.
Yeah.
Right hand
that's
was really
right.
against
Okay.
Camille. And that, I think that's why it was lower.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
That
okay.
makes sense.
They're both great right-handed arm wrestlers.
Yeah, but for
They're
that,
amazing left.
but for Auden and Korean Hulk to be
Why
ahead
wouldn't
of
those guys
them,
be opening the card?
Yeah,
they should have been opening the card.
You know,
And by the way,
Quintessential
Auden needs to
thing of the
face
table.
a real arm wrestler next time. I'm actually not. I'm not going to purchase. Okay. I'm not purchasing any more events with him in it against someone that I don't know.
People, yeah. Yeah, so
that's probably a lot of people share that
Third match.
feeling. I think. So, well, first of all, Artem versus Camille right-handed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it ended up being very dominant. Artem took it
Yep.
by a mile.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't say it was very
it
dominant.
was 3-2.
It was a war. There was
I
a
think it was 4-1.
yeah. It was 4-1,
Camille
thought he won
only
two.
got a 1 off of fouls.
Yeah,
And
but
that's when Artem went to him and was like,
Yeah.
great job.
Yeah.
You should be real proud of yourself
yeah.
Okay.
for that
okay.
win you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
got
yeah.
off of fouls.
That's how well I don't.
And Camille's like, oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And Artem's like, good job.
He was
good guy.
being cringy Camille.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
But-
Artem's like, you're being cringy.
Yeah, and Artem, like, what I would love to say is like he was very technical. He showed like to me a way more proficient arm. I mean, he is a very proficient arm wrestler. I think people are just kind of like remembering his losses, but we have to remember is like this guy was injured. He had stomach issues. He had a lot of
He had
things
a
going
lot of
on,
problems.
and I think he's back to his like true form now.
Totally agree. His
Yeah.
arms were fucking
Oh my
scary.
god, they were crazy.
But you have to be, there's something to be said for somebody that can handle a press like Camille's. You have to be
Yeah.
technically proficient to be able to handle
And
it.
you have to remember though too is that Camille's left is his dominant.
True.
But then again, he
Right.
did really well against Michael Todd.
Yeah.
He was very close to pinning him. So yeah.
So it's still a good match. Artem obviously was the favorite, and then he took it by.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Yeah, I think that Artem took the absolute appropriate lane that anyone against good press should
I'm
take.
gonna have to watch that.
And he just busted him back and then went around him. Boom.
Yeah.
And it's a lot
Didn't
of
he
pressure,
hook
but
him?
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he did. He
But I
went
remember
in.
knowing in the first round this was over. As soon as they went to a strap and he boom.
I love seeing Artem hook him, bring him inside, just stare at him, and then
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
really impressive.
merciless.
That's pretty.
But Camille looked just like a great athlete all day. It was a big day.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then to come back and have a match with Corey West.
I mean, there's an interview of him after the match with Artem going, whoa, like he's covered in sweat. He's like, okay, my right arm is good though.
Yeah.
But now I must prepare for Corey. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, you just had a war.
That dude's a warrior, man.
Yeah.
And to me,
How do you feel about the 6 rounds every match?
to me, one of the
Wasn't
best
every
trash talkers too.
Camille? Yeah. What? Really?
He did what?
He's a great trash talker to me.
Is he?
Because he's so cold about it.
Yeah. It's just very-
Everything he says to me sounds really corny. Because he just looks like a giant baby.
I know.
Like, literally, if you put the bonnet on. And like when someone like that talks shit, I'm like, can you just stop? Give him a bottle. Where's this binky?
He reminds me of like a very soft-spoken like Drago. You know.
If Drago was autistic, I'd
Exactly.
I can see that. Yeah.
wicked.
Oh, Camille. Oh, yeah.
What was that match with Corey like? That wasn't much different from the match with Camille. Still,
Yeah.
with Artem, right? Camille was pretty dominant over Corey West, wasn't he? Left-handed.
Left-handed, he was way too much.
Yeah, but I believe Corey got one pin on him.
But it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was.
That press as soon as he got in.
Yeah.
There was nowhere to go. And it
Yeah.
was like Corey didn't have another lane to get to. But Corey did get to propose to his wife. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
To his girlfriend.
To his girlfriend, his now wife. Yeah. Yeah, that was very... It was cool even... It would have been cool to have done that with the win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also... Keeping him out there was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then it was like beautiful, right? Oh, something else is great in your life. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered like what Corey is gonna be like. And the only reason I say that is because he trains with Monster, and to me it kind of feels like it's just a punching bag. So does Corey get to work it? Because we don't see Corey train. So it's like
We see him train with Monster.
With Monster, and it's like do the tables ever get reversed, and Corey gets to train on Michael?
I think if Corey was putting out content like Mike was, then we'd probably see a lot.
Yeah. I hope so, because I like Corey West. I think he could be really good.
I mean,
Corey's just not that guy.
his potential though,
Yeah.
is super high. I mean, imagine if he was crazy fit.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Apparently he slimmed down. So
He looks
has.
slimmer.
Better,
He's under 400.
Yeah, which is good. It's
He
good.
looks to me like 370, 380.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a fucking animal. I put him and I was like, all right. Then we're not all created equal.
not at all.
I felt like a little baby.
Yeah.
I had a bonnet and a little cape.
yeah, the big
I had a binky. It was like, thanks for holding that.
Thanks, Mr. Corey.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. West.
wicked.
Yeah, he's pretty wicked. One of the matches we skipped over was RVJ and...
Nugo.
Ugh, man.
I don't know if these are in the right order. I'm just reading.
They are.
Yeah.
That's the order.
Okay, so then
Because I like RVJ a lot.
yeah, RVJ.
I'm a
Nugo.
huge fan, like in his training methods, all kinds of things he talks about.
Yeah.
I'm watching him, WAL, RVJ, man, he's wild and crazy and outspoken and drunk. I'm into it. Like, let's be weird.
He's really slow.
But my God,
slow.
this version of him was
slow.
rough.
I like RVJ, and I was cheering for him, but goddamn, he's
And also,
slow.
one of the things he was talking to Ray about was the fact that Nugo was talking a lot of shit that was getting to him. And I'm like, bro, you gotta not let that shit get to you.
He's
Like,
the kind of guy that
Yes.
would let that go.
don't like what the like who cares what somebody else is saying to you? I don't give a fuck like what's wrong with you. or the
I'm
other
with you.
person. Like,
Well,
I never let that.
Do you
shit
think
Especially in
it,
competition.
do you
Yeah.
think it
Well,
got to
especially
him
at his
because?
Yeah.
But do you think it got to him because he knew there was something inside of him that
Yes.
wasn't prepared for
Yes,
that match?
100%.
Because to me, that's all that is. It's like if
100%.
someone's getting to me
Yeah.
in my head,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
because I know I'm not ready physically.
Right.
You're feeling self-conscious.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know,
But
and
he's
You're not fully confident in yourself.
yeah.
absolutely.
and
I mean, that showed on the table.
Yeah, for sure. It
Like,
seemed
Because
like
his
it did.
game is having this crazy hand, and
Yeah.
outside the strap, he wasn't winning
Yeah.
the exchange.
Right.
And it was like, does RBJ want a strap right now? That sounds crazy.
Well, I didn't watch King of Table, but I watched the after pull. And he's like trying to after pull everybody. You can see frustration on his face. Like he had something to prove to everybody. And he was going against Auden, and Auden had him in a crazy King's move, and RBJ could not pin him at all.
Yeah, and I mean, Aden's
And-
fouling out. Don't get me wrong. He's fouling
it's
out
fine.
completely.
It doesn't matter.
But I'm with you.
Because
it was awkward.
he was still getting pulled off the pad before the elbow fouls were happening. And then the elbow fouls were happening. But Auden was just like, come on, pin it. Pin it, RBJ. And I was like,
Auden
RBJ's
sounded like
inside
his
is
dad.
probably like boiling.
Boiling.
Yeah.
And Devin comes over and he's
It
like,
makes it way worse.
yeah, he's like, oh, you're in trouble, RBJ. Like real soon, you're next on
Like
our hit
6
list.
months.
Yeah. And he was like, don't worry, you're on our hit list.
Well, if Aden's going to strike, he strikes RVJ next
now.
month.
Like, yeah,
while he's,
like-
right now.
Right.
while he's that.
Not possibly crazy motivated RBJ.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if I'm RVJ and Aden's that to me, I'm like, yep, put me on the match. You're exactly who I needed to fire me up. I'm going to
But how much more motivated do you need to be than
Yeah.
for a king of the table?
What do you mean?
Right.
Like, if I'm going to be on core sports
Yeah.
on a king of the table,
power.
how is he not motivated for
Well,
that?
maybe he thought he was just going to smoke that.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I was.
Georgian.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But Nugo, like
He trains
Marcus
with like
said,
Levon and all
but
these
if
guys.
People are not always. I watch the Europeans all the time more than the Americans.
He
And
has to
looking
know.
I'm looking at Nugo training with Levon.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Iraqi.
Yeah, Iraqi and all them. And he's doing the same damn lifts that they are.
Yeah.
The same weight. And I'm like,
I didn't know he was
that's
crazy.
kind of crazy. Like,
I had no idea, just like
and
RVJ.
then, yeah, I went back and watched tournaments he was in, and I was like, this
a
boy
mess.
he's a problem. He's gonna be a
And
serious
on the
problem.
Georgian's channel, you see him doing his lift. You see him doing his side pressure stuff. You see him doing all this stuff.
I want to
Just
see him and
Marcus.
Sasha.
That would be
That would
great.
be a good match.
That would be good. That would be really good.
match.
Super good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Right? They're both short. They're both same laning even. It's going to be,
Yeah.
let's get that fight on.
Yeah.
For sure.
What does Nugo weigh normally? Like, what is he?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I thought he was
It's hard to say
209
'cause he
guy.
looks. Yeah, he looks
He looks
short.
pretty short for 209.
He looks really
He's
short,
thick
but I
as
can't.
hell, though.
He does look
Yeah,
thick.
Thick as hell.
Yeah.
He's
definitely too.
RVJ wanted him on the. A little bit, yeah. RVJ, wanted him on the after pull table, and he was just like,
Nope.
nah. And I was like, that's fucking smart,
Yeah.
right? Because
Because it's different.
this is a problem that I have with after pulling.
Yeah.
It's like if you're gonna after pull people you're competing against, you're giving them what they need to fucking train to
Yeah,
beat
but
you.
what if it's just?
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. I like to give people tools and whatnot. But I'm not at their level.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm going to make a living as the greatest arm wrestler alive. So I'll get on the table with
Yeah,
anybody. Like when Luis punked me and then put me on a table and was like, you could have gone here and going there and beating him. He's like, what were you doing? And I was like, I was shitting the bed. And so that I love that part of the community. I'm with you.
So I'm just like,
If I was the coach
you're-
of my stock of athletes,
Yeah, I'm
I would be like,
no.
all of you, get in the bus.
we're going home.
We're getting out of here.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Do a Todzilla.
Talk about we learned everything and we learned it right now. Let's go unload
Yep.
at home.
Yeah, go and learn it. But sorry. Let's
So next, now we can talk about Korean Hulk. I'm with you on this. I feel like this is quintessential King of the Table. This is just another celebrity match. It's a bullshit match.
It's not even to me, this is nepotism to the highest degree.
My God, yes.
This is nepotism to the highest degree.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
Odd and Larry, yes.
I think he's a good arm wrestler.
Yeah,
But here's the thing, though, is I think we can see legitimate matches with Odd and Larry. It's just not going to be against somebody like Korean Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Like
And
against
even
arm
then,
wrestlers.
if we back up even further, then you're right. It is like who the fuck.
Can we at least put him against like a junior European champion?
Right.
Yeah, the guys that
What are
like,
we doing?
super crazy.
Can
But
we
they're
just
juniors,
like
yeah.
someone
Why
that's
didn't we put him against a junior North American champion in like Aiden?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
The
Exactly.
kids are begging, please play with me.
Yeah.
Because that's not part of their agenda.
It's
Yeah,
not their
they're
agenda.
not.
I know, but as a fan, you're
But-
getting
but
played.
don't we-
But the other side of that coin is being at East First West. How many dudes under 21 I met that were there to meet Auden?
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to get on the table with him. I'm like, bro, you're like a 140-pound man.
Yeah.
Why would he has nothing to give you on the table? He's just gonna go right through you.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but I just want to feel, I want to work with him. He'll really work with me. What?
No, he won't.
It wasn't like that at all.
He's gonna
Yeah.
take everything from you.
Yeah, he didn't even get on the table.
He didn't
He
even
just,
get on the table.
they went to Chili's or some shit.
Dude, another thing to say about that match that was hard for me is I literally closed my eyes and I heard Devin pulling the match.
Oh, yeah.
It was his voice.
The same thing, yeah.
Said the same
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I was like,
I can imagine.
man, on him, be your own guy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, even his walkout, he did like a Travis Bajan, a couple moves.
Yeah,
Just be your own guy, man.
Yeah.
I really look forward to watching him arm wrestle real arm wrestlers because I think he can. I think he's skillful.
Yeah.
RVJ, let's do that.
He's a baby still. Of course, everybody,
Yeah.
he's going to latch onto their personality
Yeah, of course.
as his own until
That's
he
the thing
makes
is,
up his own.
this is why you're not meant to be thrust into the spotlight.
No, you're not. And RVJ, it was actually, Adam Silver and the dude that's always with Devin, Dallas Wade.
Dallas, yeah.
They were arm wrestling, and you could hear RVJ and Devin talking on the side. And RVJ was like, Devin made a comment about how long RVJ's been arm wrestling, and RVJ was like, yeah, but Auden's been arm wrestling since he was a fucking kid. And he's like, you know what? What happens to kids that
They peak.
they go too hard, too early, they peak. And they don't last. They don't arm wrestle until their 30s. They don't do any sports until their 30s.
And Devin's
He's
like, I started that young.
yeah. And he's like, yeah, but he's not, I'm telling you, he's not going to go and continue arm wrestling. And he kind of has a point. Like,
We'll see.
Wait,
You-
you don't think that Auden's going to?
no, I don't think he's going to be like fantastic into his 30s.
Who else is saying that? RVJ's making
yeah,
this point.
Yeah. He's like, if you get kids into this and you give them the spotlight too much at the beginning, they burn
Yeah.
out essentially.
Yeah, because they're gonna take some L's, and those L's
Are going to be real hard. They're going to make you go back and think.
because we're
man,
kind of seeing that happening to Schoolboy a little bit right now.
Yep. Yeah, at the beginning, everybody was all about it. He was crazy.
A lot of hype. He's the junior champ.
Right.
Suddenly he's put into the big leagues and
Right.
it's a little harder with the
Couldn't
big
hold it up.
boys, you know.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I think that we see that on a smaller scale here, even in Texas. You know, I can right now think of a couple of arm wrestlers just off the top of my head that were really, really good as
then
teenagers.
dropped off.
And then just totally stopped.
Yeah.
I think Auden's in a unique situation. His dad is a unique fella.
Yeah.
I
don't think he's ever
probably
gonna stop.
Be his entire identity.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever gonna stop.
But
I don't think he'll stop.
and I'll hope for the best for him for sure. I love seeing young dudes come up in the world and do great. I just want it to be great. Like the Korean Hulk thing was so cringy to watch.
Yeah, it was very cringy.
He was so much taller. He just went
Yeah.
right over his hand.
Yeah.
Auden is not going to do this the rest of his life.
No.
I mean,
I don't
think he's going to be an arm wrestler.
We don't know this. We don't know.
I
this.
do. Well, I don't.
Yeah, we don't.
But
know
I
this.
can see. I
Auden's the type
can
of
see
guy who's
that.
got huge aspirations.
Yeah.
And right now his aspirations are great for a 19-year-old, and they're huge for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
But when he's 29-year-old,
Yeah.
he's going
It's
to look
gonna
around
change.
and be like, what am
Yeah.
I doing here?
Yeah.
What is the future of this?
Well,
what are my
Depending on
other-
where the sport is.
What are the
Yeah.
other opportunities that I could have if I weren't here right now? You know? I think,
Yeah, I mean, his dad lived a whole life. He was a soldier. Like,
Yeah.
did big things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was super cringy. Korean Hulk is, it's just like, what is he doing there? I mean, it's interesting looking back on his career and like that match. Everybody's talking about his match with Michael Todd. I brought it up even on our podcast when talking about Korean Hulk. Is he legitimate? Is he not? Well, he had a match with Michael Todd that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like, that was like, what happened to that? Is that real?
Yeah, well, they on the after poll table, he went against Ray and Risto, and they're
held
both
the roll.
like,
Strong.
fuck.
But that's
like, this is
because
strong.
they met him with small levers.
Yeah.
When your arm is only this fucking long,
And the other
you
guy's
go
is the
against
same.
other guys,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same. It's different.
And you're both going to go and hang out
Yeah.
here.
What about Michael
Where
Thompson?
Auden just goes,
Yeah, well, but if those guys with the short arms also had good hands,
yeah.
then it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Todd's arms got to be just as long as Auden.
But wasn't that an Arnold Classic and wasn't that a tournament style? So
Yeah,
that's completely
yeah,
different.
totally
We don't know who
Different
Michael
style,
Todd went
too.
against even before he went against Korean Hulk. Like, we don't know the whole story about that.
I know.
You know?
Yeah,
So,
but
And he didn't
there's
beat
way
Michael
too
Todd.
many.
That's the other thing too. It's like
he didn't what?
he didn't beat him.
Oh, right.
You know, that's the
he
other
held
thing.
him. It was a long match, but it was just such a big difference in strength between him and Auden. I don't know. I was just really surprised, and it was even more confusing.
I don't know if the
looking back
difference
at
is in
Michael.
strength. I think if they both grabbed a curl bar
Yeah.
or a deadlift or any
Completely
Right.
different.
amount of weight to move, power for power, he's not going to be as strong.
Yeah.
But his hand,
Strength is not the right
his
word.
stand was so tall, he went
Yeah.
and crumpled him.
Yeah.
And man, recruiting fiber from here is a rough go. Some guys
Yeah.
can do it. But those guys are typically high level and understand they've been in that position lots of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy just went, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he
he did the same thing again.
Yeah.
And it was an exciting thing for Auden, but I think that was
Yeah.
perfectly picked. Like,
Yeah.
perfectly picked. Now we're going to put him on the table with guys with short arms, and he's going to look really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
And it
been.
might legitimizes Auden's move.
But that's been all his matches, though.
Yeah.
That's been all his matches. I felt so bad for the Whisperer. That was
crazy.
That was so
In
crazy.
that aspect, was it perfectly picked? Because I agree, there are some aspects where it was perfectly picked.
Because he knew with his lever, he was
Yeah.
going to go right over the top of his hand.
Yeah, and when your
So
your
he's gonna
thumb
be
is
able to beat
this
him.
big,
He was gonna be able
and
to
the
do it.
other guy's thumb is this big,
Yeah.
and you're setting up, and you're like, no, yeah, no.
Yeah. It was rough.
That's why he's doing all this
Yeah, that's what I was
vocalization,
gonna say. I
so
wish
he
I
can
saw
take
it.
that thumb,
I wish
go
I
over
saw the
and
match
hit.
because I guarantee you the
It's-
talking got to him.
It was
And
crazy.
the other guy's like, I don't know what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
you said put my wrist straight, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go. And meanwhile, Auden's
Yeah,
like,
it's just climbing.
climbing
guys,
up a little bit higher.
And the
getting
problem
that.
was the Korean Hulk couldn't see his thumb, and he was talking to the ref about it.
Yeah.
And the ref was like,
Couldn't
I
see
can
his own
see
thumb?
your thumb knuckle. Your thumb, I promise it's fine. And he was just like, I don't think it's fine.
And then, boom.
Maybe even been a language barrier to some degree,
Okay.
you know.
It looked at it.
Yeah.
So that might have also played into his
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is Korean Hulk does not arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Right.
He does not arm wrestle.
That's the whole thing.
He must
about-
have some
And
kind
I
of
think
social media following.
That's
and
why. And that's
He does.
why it was
That's
the
a
perfect
perfect
pick.
pick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a huge following.
But again, that's only in regards to their agenda. Like, it's not the perfect pick
Yeah.
when it comes to like actually making matches that people care about,
Yeah.
No,
or
it's definitely
matches
not.
that will be entertaining,
Yeah.
It's not
you
that.
know,
Right.
or like actually gain respect for the arm wrestlers. You know,
I mean, King of the Table feels a lot like that for me. It's kind of hokey.
Gimmicky?
Yeah.
Hokey.
The circus
It's a
of
bit of a
arm wrestling.
circus. Yeah. I mean,
This is what I- this is
Devin
what I was
Leonidas
saying.
was a perfect example
Yeah.
of the hokey, which we're on now, right?
Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
Leonidas and
Well,
Devin,
yeah.
because I don't know why anybody ever thought that was going to be a match.
Yeah, well, we got one more first.
Oh, sorry. Good.
But again, this is why I think King of the Table is quintessential, just gimmicky
It's just a
celebrity match.
gimmicky. Yeah.
You know, and they got to put Devin Laird on the card to
It's
make
just
people
so
care. Nothing.
silly, and it's so
The match.
you could see right through.
Artem and
No, it was Sergey Kalimchenko versus Georgi
yeah.
Svetov.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
that was an interesting match to me. I feel
did
like
Sergey do?
Sergey is incredibly undersized for the super heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wildly undersized, and with his ability to hold on to Georgie,
Did he?
that means at like 242, he's a demon.
Yeah.
An absolute water cut to that, coming in at 261.
Yeah. What did he weigh in at?
I have no idea. But I mean, just the sizes were so different of the two
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, for sure.
I think
And Georgie, as soon as he hung on him, it was just Georgie waiting to win.
Yeah.
And Sergey is able to hold it. Oh, no. Like,
Like that.
He
Yeah,
loves
totally.
to hold on.
Yeah.
upside down.
I mean,
He's hanging on,
it's crazy.
and he's waiting to die. Got into some presses, which were cool.
Yeah.
He got into a press. It was like
he had a chance. You thought he had a chance.
Yeah.
You thought he had a chance.
the strap coming
Completely off, and they're still
off
letting the
wrestling.
match.
Yeah.
That was
And
so
I don't know.
ridiculous.
Anybody didn't see it. It wasn't like it was off a little.
No, it was off completely.
It's completely off both guys.
And both refs are still
And everybody's just
officiating
watching
the match.
And both guys are arm wrestling and looking at the refs like,
yeah.
is this not ridiculous?
Yeah. It happened really fast. I don't want to defend these referees.
Dude, it was there for a while.
Yeah, it was there
Like
more
10
than
seconds.
No,
Yeah.
it happened really fast.
No,
Absolutely.
no, they were there for a minute.
You should go back and watch.
Okay.
Here's why I know it
The
didn't
whole
go
round
fast.
might have been like
My
30
house
seconds.
of people, all arm wrestling, weren't watching. I was like, man, the strap is completely off. I look over, no one's watching. I was like, guys, look at this situation.
Yeah.
Everyone turned.
And by the time they look, then it's completely.
It's all going.
They stopped it.
Now they're arm wrestling. With the strap in one hand and the strap in the other.
It was like it's like the strap is still around both hands, but both hands had passed each other.
They're completely.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Touching. The strap is still somehow.
So they're both
engaged.
hanging on.
They were strap wrestling.
So the bald referee Alexander or something, I can't remember his last name, something European. He puts on the loosest straps.
Yeah, and Georgie has
Audrey
created
Green
such a
Hall.
big gap in the. He has a full golf ball in his
Yeah.
hand.
Right, but no, that's not. But you can still tighten the strap.
You
with the ball
can.
in your hand.
You can, but he
The
didn't.
referee.
So he had
tightens it
that
once,
gap and he
that's
just
it.
came apart.
And you can literally see the strap move as soon as they go. The strap on both wrists
Completely
moves.
twisted.
Yeah.
And it's just
All it had to do was be applied better.
You can't put on
Yes.
a tight strap. That's why it came loose. And that's the same guy that had the strap come loose at East versus West when it was Georgie versus Michael Todd.
Okay.
I don't remember, but
Where we all saw Georgie's
Yeah,
ass crack.
okay, yep,
And
yep,
the
yep.
strap in the same referee. And that's why Michael started training for a loose strap.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So anyway, Georgie won. I think the making of this match was interesting because Georgie's definitely on a slump right now.
Yeah.
after being on top of the world,
After
yes.
being on top of the world, top
Devin-
5 in the world.
Devin handled him, and
Devin handled him, broke his foot, he lost the match, you know.
Yeah,
so
I think
he's
he
in
should
slump
definitely
right
have a
now.
rematch with Kurdecha. I think that should be the next match.
But they put Sergey Kalashnikov up against him because he's on his way up.
Yeah.
And he's a smaller guy, he's a younger guy.
Yeah.
And they're
He's
like,
awesome.
let's get him a good match
I
against.
love that guy.
Yeah.
This is a
Sure
great
it
opportunity
is.
for Kalashnikov to have a huge match against somebody like Georgie because Georgie's thought of as a top 5 guy in the world right now. He's maybe not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think it was a great time for Kalashnikov to have a match against Georgie, but I think the right guy. won.
And one thing that I really like about Kalyanchenko, which I don't really see too many of the other guys do, is that guy knows how to promote himself.
yeah. Do you
know-
feel like his little glasses are getting smaller
Yeah, because his head is getting bigger.
each time he gets into his head?
Yeah.
And now he's got
It's just
his
gonna be dots.
backwards binoculars. And he's just like, no, they're the same. He
He
looks
should
like
come in with a monocle one day.
He looks like the super villain, and all his
Yeah.
troops are moles.
I was gonna say he looks like the guy from Spirited Away, the old man with all the arms
Yeah.
in the washroom.
Yes.
You know, with the tiny little
Yep. Yep.
mini glasses.
But those things make
Yes.
him promotable. That's why I like him too.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
jacked, bad
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's got
Yeah.
personality.
And he's one of the
Dope, man.
perfect reasons that the gap between 242, let's say, and supers is just too big.
Too big, yeah. That was a perfect example.
It's a perfect example.
Like I said, I think it was the right time to do that, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It, huge difference.
perfect example of why, he belongs as a heavyweight.
Right.
Then we have Devin and Leonidas.
Complete domination. Yeah.
I don't know why we did that match. I get what they're trying to do, get people to watch, whatever. But if you have to do shit like that,
And
like
there
just
is
don't
some
fucking do it.
question around like where Devin's left hand is at, but
Yeah.
Yeah, not now.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a cool move about that. John goes against Leonidas right-handed. Leonidas is a lefty. Gives John all the hell.
Yeah.
His left hand, being his strong hand, goes against Devin, and Devin handles him like a baby. That means right-handed. Devin's just going,
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
nothing.
I mean, it was so what are we doing here?
Yeah.
That at least it wasn't the Devon with Chance Shaw.
Oh,
that was
yes.
so hard to watch. I mean,
That was a
it's
cringe.
not the sweaty, talking to the refs, being ridiculous, never getting a match going. We're taking 25 minutes just to introduce our friends to the first round of a sport. This was him handling a big bad bodybuilder guy, and
Yep.
it was
and
cool.
handled
It was
him
really
well. Did it in German. It was great.
Yeah,
I
the
think some of that's
German was a little
because
cringy, but it was cool.
Devin heard the feedback. He got the
I
memo.
hope so. Yeah, I hope he got the memo.
I think he got the memo.
Because it was really cool to watch the Devon of Grander.
Yeah.
Like, he came in and crushed, and it was fun.
The Devin of old.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it was fun.
I think
So,
once
yeah.
again that's another mismatch.
A huge
I don't care
mismatch.
what anybody
sure.
says.
Yeah.
Massive mismatch.
Yeah, like Leonidas, he doesn't train like fucking Devin does, and he's
No,
I
Leonidas should
just-
go against Eddie Hall.
that should be the
And
match.
Brian
And
Shaw
Brian
should
Shaw
go against some other massive man
that
gets
doesn't
arm
really
wrestle.
arm wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah, or has
Or
been
is
around
new.
for a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's new to arm wrestling or something.
Yes.
Newer to arm wrestling.
Or somebody like
Schoolboy is
Mendelsohn.
6'6".
Scott Mendelsohn.
Scott Mendelsohn.
Scott
sure.
Mendelsohn, yeah.
Sure, that's got. He's an arm
That
wrestler.
would be good.
Yeah.
It's like he's not a wrestler, but he's not really. He's
he's
more
not
of a
that
strong
active.
man
Yeah.
or power lifter,
Yeah.
just like Brian.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's some super heavyweights. Let's think about lower level super heavyweights that are really good, but not really good. Big men,
Derek Smith, honestly, might not be a bad match.
For Brian Shaw.
except that he's training Brian, and then it's a little weird.
It is a little
If it wasn't him, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one. Chance Shaw. I think Chance Shaw is really good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say lower level. When I say lower level, I am saying below top 5. Chance Shaw and him could be fun. He might be way fast for Brian. I feel like Brian's going to be slow. Chance is a young, fast dude, especially for a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Has
But,
anyone
yeah,
ever been
seeing-
fast on their first ready go?
Fuck, man.
Like in the history of arm wrestling, has anybody not missed that first ready go?
Right, right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like Brian put out that video making an announcement. He's like, "Yeah, people have been telling me in tournaments and blah blah blah." And, he's like, "Well, I get the same experience from working with these guys in my gym,
Sure don't.
and you don't get the ready goes."
No.
And I'm
Even if you're doing ready goes.
has anybody told him that?
I'm sure that
They should.
Because
His
you don't know
friends.
what you don't know.
Yeah, the people that he's training with should tell him that it's different.
it's very different.
It's
I think when you have someone that's
It's completely different.
yeah, but some people
Like you,
some people do not know how to tell the truth, especially to
What's Brian
someone like
Shaw?
that.
You're starstruck.
You know, and
Well, and it's not even like when we say ready go, we're not just saying say ready go. It's like no, like getting in the grip,
Yeah.
make sure everything's fair. I watch people try
Driving
to set
to the
grips
event,
off.
waiting your turn.
How about you have a terrible referee and the grip is
Yeah.
just like over your entire
crazy.
thumb?
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Okay, ready? Wait.
Are you ready?
Learning that it is a question not from your friend, but
Yeah.
from the stranger.
From a stranger.
Stepping up in front of
That's-
everybody,
that's-
which he's done a million times in his
Yeah.
own sport, but in this one,
Yeah.
you're face to
It's
face.
different.
Have you ever professional foul before?
Right.
Have you ever done that?
You've ever done a professional foul where yeah, exactly.
There's so much to learn.
I
There were
guarantee you he can hold anyone first round.
Yeah.
But it's gonna, as it goes on, it's gonna be harder to hold.
Yeah.
yeah,
But being able to be like, oh, this is fucking bad,
Learning what's bad.
you need that
Knowing what's
practice.
bad.
And also, like you said, a bad ref, a random ref that you don't know,
Yeah.
getting used to.
Things you
Yes,
can't
he's
practice.
been on a world stage before, but
Totally
he has so much pressure on him to do well in arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You go to a tournament and everybody there's gonna be like, holy shit, that's Brian Shaw. And he's gonna be like, holy shit, I'm Brian Shaw. I got to arm wrestle. I have to arm wrestle. Like, I have to arm wrestle now, and I have to do well.
but maybe
and it's like, man,
he doesn't really want to arm wrestle.
he might
That's
not, but he
definitely
keeps
does.
talking about it. He
does.
keeps talking about it.
Because if he really did,
Yeah.
why wouldn't he go to a tournament?
I think
Well,
it's
there's a
because
couple reasons, right? You lose stock, right? If he loses a match,
Yeah.
he
That's
places
definitely
third,
part of
right?
Yeah.
Suddenly, and we all know the local guys who beat you, right? Robert Fowler beats you, right? Well, I don't know if we want to see you at King of the Table.
Right,
now.
right.
I want to see you. Don't get me wrong. I personally want to see you. But speaking as a whole, man, your momentum would come to a fucking screeching halt. And the likeliness of getting caught in something like a King's move and smoking your strong ass out is very high.
But also,
Very high.
him versus Eddie Hall, there's no stock in that either.
None. I agree.
Eddie Hall doesn't fucking train
It's
arm
just
wrestling.
at this point, all that match is for the people that follow Eddie and the people that follow Brian, not part of the sport, to watch somebody for a second.
But he would get so much more attention. Let's say if he went to 4 tournaments within the time frame of 3.
Yeah.
Within the time.
Pros, Masters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You lose, and you just got 6 ready goes.
Yeah.
You lose every round. You just got
He
6
gets so
ready
much
goes.
more respect from the arm wrestling community and
like,
people watching his channel
instead
than
of-
just going to
Right.
That's the
Because
juggle, though.
what's
Is
going
the
to
wrestling
happen?
community worth that because we're so small?
Well, I mean, it really, it's not even arm wrestling community. It's King of the Table, East versus West.
Yeah.
That's the only people he needs to impress.
Yep.
And are they going to like let somebody coach him? You know what I mean? Like, we're going to watch it. It's going to look terrible. Neither one of these guys really know how to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
There's going to be like false starts and weird fouls and
It's going to be a pressing competition.
And we're going to be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody's
But
going to
don't you think that what they're doing on King of the Table is anyone with 250,000 Instagram followers could go, oh, yeah, well, I'll take a match. And they'd be like, yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. And like show up and because of the viewer, they're all trying to grow. It's underwhelming and all of us would be like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What is this?
I get what
it
you're
just happened with
saying.
Korean Hulk, right?
Yeah, but you have to be very careful about it. Like, it does make sense to go after people that have large followings.
But then
if
the quality...
if the quality of your shit goes down, it turns into
I honestly don't think...
fight or whatever the fuck that shit is, because that's what it's going to look like.
Yeah, I might not get another pay-per-view if I see Otto Larry against another fucking... like, honestly, like, I was just like, this is silly. This is so silly. Yeah.
Influencer guy.
It'd be cool
I mean,
if
I
they,
don't
like,
mind watching influencers arm wrestle. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, I'm into
But
it.
if we
like,
went into it talking about it like it's that,
right.
if we were,
Like,
if we were open,
If we made
Let's
like
be
a
real.
round robin that was like a bunch of influencers and one decent arm wrestler, it's like we're gonna do a round robin with all these people. Like, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
but we would be open about what it
we'd be
is.
like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this we have this really cool idea.
Yeah, be like, these are
Strong
not arm wrestlers.
influencers.
Yeah. Getting into this.
And
we
we'll
would
see.
just we're introducing people to the
to
sport.
the sport.
Hey guys, we're gonna put on this event. We really want to get a bunch of new eyes. Love to have a couple matches that are really good guys, but we want to introduce
It's
a bunch
exactly
of
what
dudes
somebody
here.
should be doing with Brian and Eddie right now.
100%.
And they don't need to do that
100%.
match on King of the Table.
They don't.
They would do Brian and Eddie right now in Strongman Land.
Yeah. Yep.
And then get both of them a match on East versus
Like
West.
Giants
I
Live.
don't know.
whatever.
I think it should happen on King of the Table because it's we do arm wrestling. King of the Table.
No, I get it, but like
And it's
this,
gonna help us.
the smart
King of the
thing would
Table.
be like Giants Live is like, we're gonna fucking do this, but we need King of the Table. Can you help us put this? Like,
You
know,
could
and it would
promote a
be
fun match.
Yeah.
What I would want to see is other famous arm wrestlers on the same event. I would
that's what I'm
people
saying.
that-
Me too.
Then that would be cool.
Yeah.
If it were like Devin and all these other guys going to the strongest, world's strongest man or whatever event it is,
Right.
you know, and
Having
you'll pick up-
two cool matches
Yeah.
with that match.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I
so
just
cool.
want the same viewers that want to see Brian and Eddie.
Yeah.
I want them to also see
See
everybody else.
everybody else. Yeah.
I'm with you.
100%.
I don't think it matters where it happens.
Yeah.
But like, it would just make sense. Like, if the strongman community, they should have jumped on that, knowing that Brian was super interested in arm wrestling. They should have been like, oh shit, like this is kind of a cross sport because it is.
Yeah.
Let's try
How
to
do we
like
capitalize
make
on
something
our-
happen. Yes.
Our flagship strongman,
Right.
Brian Shaw.
Right.
How do we capitalize on his interest in
Right.
arm wrestling? Yeah.
Yeah. And at in the same event, put a couple of arm wrestling guys
Yeah.
holding on to the fucking
Yeah. Maybe have them do some of the events.
Pillars.
That'd be
pillars.
cool.
Anything like that to cross promote and make it fun, it would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
will see.
King of the Table is just in my head. It's going like this.
It's losing credibility.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's the biggest part.
It's still high quality.
Yeah.
It's still, I guess they had some technical issues.
That was wicked.
yeah.
It just turned off forever. Like they even had audio, but it was off, and no one said, "Hey, we're still here, guys."
Yeah.
And we were all like,
Oh, you could hear the audio
Yeah,
still?
at one point there was
Nobody
no
was saying
screen.
anything?
Yeah. And it was like, oh,
Well, they went to the waiting page.
Okay.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Let's put a little text on the
For a
screen.
while. It was quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while. In the middle of the match.
So
crazy.
that, that's forgivable.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But this whole like bullshit matches thing it's losing credibility.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think so they're trying to fill the time in between the East versus West. I get that. But at some point you have to step back and just be like, well, maybe we just fucking wait instead of like trying to get all the money we can. You know, like that it's gonna come to a point where that quality is just gonna go and the viewership's just gonna go. And it might switch though. Like they get enough influencers and people with huge followings that those are the people that start watching King of the Table.
I would think that's
And
cool.
arm wrestlers are just like, I'll wait till East versus West.
If you think about it from King of the Table's perspective, I think East versus West has been super aggressive.
Yep.
Event after event after event.
Yep.
King of the Table might just be like, we got to get it in between, like, where's our space?
Yeah.
I think that might be what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could be contributing to some of these rush
Are they not the
matches.
same people?
No.
Really?
They're both core sports, but it's Don Idris.
Okay. Yeah,
Say
yeah.
his name? Don,
The bald guy.
one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's core sports.
Yeah, he was
he's
East
doing
versus
both.
West working it.
Yeah, he's doing
No, I'm pretty sure he is the King of the Table guy.
Okay.
Really?
I mean, he worked East versus West in Florida.
Right. That's because he's core sports. But I'm pretty sure.
And
That means they're
didn't
definitely
Engen,
in
I mean,
together then.
didn't Engen put all the matches together?
Well, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
On King of the Table, he did those.
So it might
Yeah,
not be
I'm not
like
surprised.
Engen like owns King of the Table, but
Yeah.
he might hold some stock in there.
I know. I think he's just an advisor.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So he's like, he'll never say, yeah, go ahead and do King of the Table on this. We were going to do East versus West, but no, you do King of the
No, I think they're definitely coordinated.
Is he?
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't LeVon and Jerry King of the Table?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Is like we could,
why I was
as much
saying,
as we're talking about how the quality is quite possibly going down with King Table, we have to remember the next one is gonna have LeVon and Jerry.
And
So
Brian, Sean, Eddie Hall.
I mean, yeah, I'll go to Vegas.
I'm
yeah,
gonna go to Vegas.
If they do it in Vegas,
Is that
I'm
what it's going
in.
to be?
I don't know.
Well, we're assuming
It's going to be in the U.S.?
That's
Yeah.
been talked.
Yeah, it's
in the
definitely
US.
going to be in the U.S. December 14th.
But Vegas, I'm 100% in. I'll get tickets.
Lon and
for it.
Jerry is
Yeah.
happening December 14th.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every event's going to have a good match.
yeah,
But that doesn't mean that it's gonna make it start going.
yeah. I
You know,
think
just
I
'cause
think
we have that one
I think it's just because
match.
we're more purists and we just
Yeah.
want the sport.
But what do you
to-
think? What do you think the reasoning behind having that King of Table, not East versus West?
What?
Yeah, I
Isn't that
know.
what
match.
LeVon does every time?
Say it again.
Levon and Jerry.
Well,
Why are they?
Devin and LeVon did East versus West last time.
Yeah.
So
I think LeVon originally had a contract with King of the Table,
Really.
and they like nullified that contract so he
one
could
match.
have the match with
rematch.
Devin, the rematch with Devin at East versus West.
because he didn't want
So
all
they must have renegotiated because that was a thing. Like everybody knew LeVon has a King of the Table contract. He's a King of the Table
Yeah,
guy. That's why
yeah.
he never pulled at
Yeah.
East versus
Right.
West
Right.
until his match with Devin. And so what I think happened is they probably renegotiated, and they were like, "We got."
Telling you, they're fucking like this. It's
They
the
are.
same fucking
Yeah.
company. I'm telling you.
I
It's
don't
like-
think that they're.
it's the same. It's like a
But do you
subsidiary or
do you think
Well, you create your own
DBA or
competition
something.
and then your own.
create?
That's
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I don't think that's it. It could be.
I don't. I'm just. It
I
just.
don't know. We'll never know.
Well, because it's not like Engen would
I don't think they're
help someone who's against him.
right.
Yeah.
They're all working with each other.
He's
But
not
they're
like,
I don't think they're in
arm wrestling is great.
on paper.
Yeah.
not at all?
Yeah. I don't think he is on any of the business.
Like I don't think he has really
Creation.
control over King of the Table.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to know.
I think
Like
that,
you
I
said,
think
but
that
yeah.
Engen isn't part of anything he doesn't have control over.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
he
he
would
has
like
influence.
advise if he didn't have.
He
Yeah.
set up every match.
He's part of WAF and he has no control over WAF. So he's just influencing King of the Table. That's what he's doing. And they have to.
You would
work
call the
together.
guy who set up every match an influencer.
Oh, he's a promoter. I mean, that's
wasn't
like
setting up every match before.
But that's like saying Dana White.
Isn't it?
That's like saying Dana White has no control of the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Two different things.
He's the promoter.
He's a promoter. Engen is the promoter for East versus West. He's a promoter for.
He has control over East versus West.
But he clearly promoted
but not King of the Table.
King of the Table too.
All right. You're probably.
If you
right.
set up all the matches, you promoted.
Is that clear? I'm not sure it's clear.
I don't know.
Oh,
Second-
I thought that was clear.
And second, say that you have somebody like, Ingen come in, who's probably one of the best in the world at setting up matches, Of course they're going to go fucking Ingen. Not only that, but they have to coordinate because they're using the same athletes.
Yeah.
You going to set up the same match for East versus West? You do it King of the Table?
Yeah, and he has he has a great relationship with all arm wrestlers. Well,
with all
most
the arm wrestlers, and he
arm
knows
wrestlers.
them better. There's nobody better to
Yeah.
choose to have you
Yeah,
help
yeah.
set up matches. So it makes sense that they're going to have Ingen set up the match.
Sure.
Dude,
It just seemed obvious.
I don't think that Engen is like the best.
I don't think he's the best at setting up matches either.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
I
the
don't
best,
agree
but
with
I think he's pretty fucking good.
No, I don't.
And I
The reason
think he
why
has
is
a great
because-
relationship with
he
all
just
of them.
has a whole. He only uses his roster.
Yeah.
That's it. There's
Yeah.
not that many people on it.
Right.
He's gonna run out of people soon because these champions are just gonna keep winning. He doesn't go and get other people. He tries to, and then
Dude, that
This is law.
Irakli versus Georgie match.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so bad.
Because Irakli's
Irakli's gonna rip
Just-
him to shreds.
destroy,
It's not
destroy.
Georgie I forget his last
really
name.
good.
Who's really
He's
good.
too smart.
I really like that guy. But
Georgie versus
Irakli-
Underbayev would be better.
Yes.
He's a
good.
smaller
That's
dude.
good.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, all Georgie-
Irakli's gonna go.
Yeah, Irakli's gonna look at him like you shit.
Yeah.
So,
It's gonna be bad.
circling back to King of the Table, if we look at it from King of the Table's perspective, they have to make themselves different from East versus West.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these.
All I'm asking is them to lean into it. And lean into
Yeah.
it.
If you
Be
honest.
lean
That would be
into
the
it,
right
Be honest
as
and lean
we're
into it
gonna do.
We're gonna get
these
strongmen
interesting,
involved.
yeah,
We're gonna get
matches.
influencers involved.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a headline fight for you guys, you arm wrestlers. We love you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, man. I am so in.
Because what it does is it makes me feel a little duped a little bit, and then what it's gonna do is people who don't really know arm wrestling, they'll look at the Auden Korean Hulk match and they'll be like, oh wow, that guy's so good. And it's like, no,
Probably the best in the
Korean Hulk is just not an arm wrestler.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, wait, isn't this an arm wrestling thing? I'm like,
Yeah.
Do you guys think that this could, devil's advocate here,
Yeah.
use slippery slope argument? Do you think that this could be bad for arm wrestling long term? Like having these non-arm wrestlers come
Well,
in?
if they don't lean into it, honestly, I
exactly.
think
No, I'm not talking about the promoters. I'm talking about the viewers seeing non-arm wrestlers
yes.
that suck at arm
Well, that's
wrestling.
what all I'm saying is,
Hold on,
if
hold
you
on.
leaned into it, it wouldn't be that.
You're paying. I think it could still happen.
If
You're
you
paying to
said
watch
these are
two
not
guys
arm wrestlers.
that are not arm wrestlers, arm wrestling, they suck at arm wrestling. It's like putting two athletes in an octagon and be like fight, and then
Well, I think
telling
people-
people to pay me money to watch them
People
fight.
love that.
Okay, look, if you put Zuckerberg in the ring against Elon and you don't tell me they're the best, you tell me these are two tech gurus and they're going to
Exactly.
fight. Now I'm into it.
So-
How
Exactly.
about instead of Elon, we just get the CEO of a local Austin,
And if you told me that, then I can watch
That'd
it.
be cool.
Yeah.
It would be
But if
good.
you just put it on and said, these are guys that are going to arm wrestle,
so if they're two
would be
guys
like,
you've never heard of, you'd still be interested.
Yeah.
if you told me about
but
the
if-
past to build it up,
Yeah.
If you're like, this CEO and this CEO, they really don't like each other.
All I'm thinking of is like Jake Paul. You have something to say?
Yeah. Two things. I agree. I think I would watch if somebody was like, oh, we're going to put this arm wrestling event on and this guy, and they don't even have to go into a crazy story. This CEO of, I don't friggin' know, Kirby Lane versus, Elon Musk. They're going to arm wrestle. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Like, I don't know. I'd watch that.
That's leaning into the
So that's like a big thing nowadays.
Yeah.
So they do these like after work
Wasn't
brawls.
Elon and Mark Zuckerberg were
They would do
like
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. That would be sick.
A lot of people would watch that shit.
Yeah, 100%.
But you're not going to have a bunch of Elon versus Mark. There are only so many Elon Musks in the world.
It doesn't need to be that.
No, it doesn't need to be that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
It's an example.
you would have to sell it in a way that people would latch onto it, because you couldn't just keep doing that. Watch sucky arm wrestlers, unless you never watch arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you don't know who's sucky or not.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and
that's
if
what I'm
those
saying.
people have followings of 200,000+ people, it's not just the guy down the street.
Let's say you've never watched arm wrestling before.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, a lot of the people that watch that match are going to have never seen arm
Definitely.
wrestling before. And they see two terrible guys arm wrestling. They have no idea.
That I know very well
It
aren't arm
sucks.
wrestlers.
That aren't arm wrestlers.
As long as
You
I
didn't-
know very well, then I'm not sold a lie.
You didn't gain any respect for the sport of arm
But that's what I mean, though.
But you
is
couple
that,
it with real matches, right?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If you have someone who doesn't really know arm wrestling, and then they see that, and then they go, well, why are they going against each other? I'm like, well, this guy's in, and then they go, well, why didn't they just say that in the beginning?
That's it.
Yeah.
Just lean into it.
All they have to do is say that that's what they're doing. And
Yeah.
like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not like. For us, it's a little bit different because we're ready to watch. Because King of the Table in the past has been good. We've seen some really good fucking matches.
Yeah.
And then now hold on.
Daddy.
But the thing, though, it's kind of worse because Auden's actually an arm wrestler. So then it's like, wait, he's an arm wrestler. Why is he going against that guy? Ugh. You know, it's like having to explain that to someone. It's like, well, he's the Korean Hulk and he's really strong and he had this kind of match with this guy. And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
It's hard.
You still got that thought?
What the fuck were we talking about?
Like influencer matches.
No, it's gone.
Okay.
It's gone. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
So, but to your point, if I'm go to watch King of the Table and I bring Trey with me and it's his first time and he's a jiu-jitsu guy and I'm like, jiu-jitsu guys are really cool in the sport. You have really strong hands. I felt them. Let me just show you the sport. And you've got Craig Jones going against Nicky Rudd.
Yep.
Right? And everyone knows, hey, they've been talked about. These are two jiu-jitsu guys. This is their first time on the table. We've trained with them for about a week each to get them safe. And we're going to introduce you all to the sport right now. And the lights hit and they ready go with these guys. Very different for him
Yeah.
and me together watching.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I want to watch.
But very different than putting Craig Jones against me.
Yeah.
We're just going to watch Craig Jones look bad.
Bad. Really
I think it
bad.
just becomes,
And that's what we just did with the Korean Hulk.
Yeah.
I think it just becomes different when you say, hey guys, I have this match, two influencers. They're not arm wrestlers. They don't know what they're doing. We kind of showed them what they're doing. We want you to watch. It's a live stream. Give us some money.
Wait, so this is
When
what.
you ask for money, I think is when it changes things.
So this is what's happening. They're putting Auden against these influencers to build Auden's following. That's what they're doing.
Yes.
That's all they're doing.
That's the plan.
That's all they're
That's the
doing.
agenda. Yeah.
That's
And we can all go, well, okay.
Again, nepotism to the highest degree.
Yeah. And I don't think they'll really, until Auden gets really
Be able to
good.
capitalize.
Yeah, they won't put him on East versus West.
I don't think the nepotism is the issue that I have, though.
With
Although that
Auden-
is an issue.
Yeah,
and
it's
a
an
separate
issue, but
it's
yeah.
not as big of an issue as it is having the nepotism baby against an influencer.
Yeah.
That's
That's a problem.
potentially
Yeah.
not necessarily a problem, but potentially could be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think that the way they did it kind of made it a
For
problem.
any
because we
fan
never
that I
heard-
speak to, it's a
we
problem.
never
to
heard
them.
from Korean Hulk.
Never.
Never.
There was no build up.
No.
No
Nope.
character build.
Didn't see him. Didn't see him training. Didn't see
It's a
no.
lot more fun, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe on his own part,
His own part. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
but not King of the Table's part.
Yeah. No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it weren't for James English doing that on his own time,
Right. That's what
who
I'm saying.
cares about that match either?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
James's people tuned in to watch.
James
right?
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
James handled it like a
Yeah,
professional.
but yeah. He handled it on his own. He went to a
Like a
tournament
professional.
that you were at.
Yep.
He put that video of the tournament up. He trained. He went on a podcast
He did it
that
right.
everybody watches.
In spite
He
of
did
King of the Table,
Right.
he did it right.
Right. Which, yeah, golly, these guys, they just like not. What is their goal? Is my question, because it seems like they're like chasing, and then they go the opposite way, and then they come back, and it's like, what are you guys actually trying to do? Because it looks like you're only trying to appeal to arm wrestlers, and you're fucking losing that. I'm telling you right now, you're losing that. Yeah. If you're trying to gain the influencers, well, you should have made Korean Hulk put content, which he did. All of us had to go to his Instagram and be like, what is this guy? And he's just,
there's nothing. Chilling out.
Chilling on a couch.
I'm like, he's a baller.
He's just
a fucking baller. He's a strong ass baller.
He's a Korean Dan Belzer.
I was like, that's cool.
I was like, of course he's not.
I want to arm wrestle, Dan.
That would be sick.
I'll put anything up. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Killing them.
I think you hit the nail on the head, though. They need to figure out what their
direction,
goal is, what their direction is. You know, what are you trying to accomplish? You know, I get that you want to be different from East versus West.
Yes.
I think you're trying to figure it out. You're going down the right direction, I think. But you're not making it obvious, and that's making it really hard to
consume. Be transparent.
Right. If they
that's
told
what I'm
us.
saying.
Be transparent.
If they told us, if they had a podcast, if they had held a press conference with just them, if they just made a couple videos talking about, hey man, this is what we're trying to do in arm wrestling, whatever.
It's like being served.
East versus West, it's much more clear because there's titles and there's champions. This guy's the greatest.
Right.
And,
No, it's legitimate athletes. It's sports.
Sports. I'm watching sports.
There's
you're watching sports.
people in the same
If I'm
weight
introducing
classes.
someone new to the sport, it's a king of the table get together way before. I mean, it's a East versus West. Way before.
Yeah.
It's king of the table. No question about it.
Yeah, but we're trying to accomplish bringing new viewers into the sport by showing them king of the table matches, not East versus West matches.
Yeah.
That's
is that what they're? That's if that's what they're trying to do. Awesome. They're gonna fucking do it.
Lean into it.
Do that.
Don't lean into me.
Don't try to make us happy. Like keep trying to find more and more of these influencers.
While posting commercials of East versus West on your thing, this is where you're going to watch some crazy arm wrestling guys and point them in that direction and build together, and the whole thing will rise.
Yeah, they're.
You know, if you think about it, though, King of the Table were to just lean into that whole thing. It's a completely different business model. I don't know, but maybe that's not the right word.
It's definitely different, though.
It's a different, thing. You're
philosophy.
Philosophy maybe. You're not like a live stream event anymore. Now you're creating content all the time. You're creating more content, or you should be, if you're doing it right. With the influencers. You should be creating more content for those influencers than you are live streaming.
100%. I don't know why. The East versus West goes up my ass with this.
Well, because these guys aren't
just don't do it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't they're doing all of us a disservice by not. Like you're a media company, you know? Like that's what you're doing. Like you're putting matches together and you're showing it to everyone else. Well, where's the hype? Where's the build-up? We're the only ones that know the story, and that's because we go out and find all that.
The story.
We're like, oh shit, so it's who versus who? Oh man, I'm gonna go watch Vitaly Lett's channel.
And if you required the Korean Hulk to put a whole bunch of stuff on his page, there are Korean Hulk seekers by the thousands, millions that would go, oh, you're arm wrestling. This is going to be cool. And then you would see spikes in your sales on your pay-per-view.
100%.
And they would directly correlate with that amount of work. We're not seeing that.
We're not seeing it. We're just seeing, oh, we got this weird match going. Cool. Who is this guy? You know,
I had no idea and still have no idea who Korean Hulk is.
He's a Korean baller.
He's just a baller.
Dude. Like literally just chilling out all
I
the
think
time.
he's done some powerlifting.
He probably has.
He's strong.
I haven't scrolled enough through his Instagram to see that.
I heard something about like a 600-pound bench or something like that.
Nice.
He looks.
I can see.
Well, when your arms are this short,
Like a 600-pound bench.
He's massive arms.
he's strong.
But anyway.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. I don't know about you, but we've been asking ourselves, are we going to the next East versus West? Now we have the next King of the Table happening.
Yeah.
I want to go to both of them. Probably not going to be able to go to either, but if I had to choose, Man, this king of the
King of the
table
Table.
is looking fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All the shit
Yeah, if we could witness-
this,
Yeah.
are just Levon and Jerry
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
That I want to go see.
Yeah, I
that.
fly out just for
I
that.
don't care really who the other matches are.
Yeah, and I didn't know, for me, this might be me, just like, it's a stretch. I think Jerry could have something.
yeah, I think so too.
I know.
I wish that I felt that way. I'm rooted to my core with you. I had such an amazing one-on-one with Jerry. Jerry's interaction with me and my wife at one point was hilarious and very genuine. And I was like, dude, you're every American male's uncle.
Yeah. It's Uncle
And it
Terry.
was like, he was dope. And he's every American male's uncle that's still getting laid and arm wrestles and beats everyone, right?
Yeah.
He sells cars. Right?
Yeah, I met him in
was that
Queens.
best in the
He
world?
refed, and he was amazing. Like,
Yeah,
we after
great guy.
polled, really nice guy. He actually gave people something, like, oh, okay, no, not really. And then, it was just...
I think it's in the realm of possibility that he has.
I could run disability class.
Yeah,
I know it sounds
Look,
silly, but I'm
everybody-
dead serious.
everybody has a chance at something.
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm serious. None of us have a chance against
No, but just saying against someone that you've never seen,
Yeah.
go against another person, everybody has a chance, right? Like,
No.
yes, like
No.
weight for weight, yes, everybody has a shot.
No
like
way. If
you
it's
watch
on, I have
fighting,
no shot against
it's like
Vaughn.
no. I'm just saying, if you're on the same level,
Yeah.
I guess everybody has a shot.
I like to say,
But like,
He's got a puncher's chance.
It's
Yeah.
like, but he fucking outskate. He's gonna fucking run circles around him.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what I think is gonna happen with Levon and Jerry.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, and if
It's
we
gonna be great,
if we
but-
even get a cardio match out of it,
That's the thing.
everything
It's 7
changes
rounds.
right in before our eyes.
Yeah.
It's another Hermes.
If
One cardio match
Hermes versus
early.
Because
game
if
changes.
Hermes was able to hold it like that, maybe Jerry can do it.
No, Jerry can't hold like this.
He can hold it.
He's got to have.
Yeah,
No,
like
he
this.
has
can
to
hold
he has
here.
to have shoulder forward.
here.
But I'm going to be rooting for Big Daddy. You,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
you'll hear me.
We probably didn't think Hermes could hold like that either before he did.
No.
yeah,
Before he did.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Jerry will pull something out of his ass that we're not
And
expecting.
maybe it's Trend Jerry.
Oh boy.
That's
Jerry.
Jerry looked shredded at East versus West.
Yeah.
So
getting a little weird, maybe. So
he needs to get really weird for this one.
you have to reach to your weird.
Like retardedly weird.
You got to come back different.
Yeah.
Like, you can smell the trend.
Yes.
A little bit of you has to die.
Yeah. He should act a little gay.
Just a little.
That's how much Trent.
Your wife has to look at you a little different at the end, but you guys are strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
You're strong, I believe.
Yes. Did we talk? That's not. Oh shit! Yes, it is.
I'd like to hit on. We're making a trip out to Corpus Christi
Oh, nice.
to see Mr. Bedwell.
Yeah,
Sounds fun.
Cool.
yeah. We're gonna go out there and talk to him, interview him. He was the winner, the light heavyweight winner of our last event. So we're gonna go out there, interview him.
Yeah, I'm
Get a-
pretty
get a
excited to
whole-
see him in his element.
Yeah.
And really start, doing what Flashpin set out to do, which was capture the humanity of some of these guys and create relatable athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking with Bedwell, I am telling you right now, there's not a better person to be the first person we're going out to really spend some time with. His team, watch them train with them.
Yeah, they
We're
have a
both gonna
strong
play with
team
them.
out there. Yeah.
His passion for us coming out is so high.
It's high.
He's pumped. Like, you can imagine his excitement, right?
Yeah.
He's like, fuck yeah, and if you don't come, I'll kill you.
Well,
That guy's such a psycho.
All right, gotta get out there.
That man is wild.
But yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
And we'll
yeah.
meet with a couple other athletes like Tanner out there.
Nice.
Mac Rodriguez. He's in Corpus, right?
Mac, maybe
Mac-
we'll see Sean McVay for
maybe,
sure.
Sean
Right,
McVay.
yeah.
And we'll spend some time we're talking with those guys and interviewing them as well.
Nice.
And then work on getting we'll sharpen our teeth with that one and then continue it with some of the guys out here. I think is going to be the move.
Cool.
And just plan on that going forward.
Yeah.
We never touched on Knuckles Up.
Oh, I watched Knuckles Up as well.
Yeah.
I watched
Jason
it.
Merlot was dominant.
Yeah.
Ryan got smashed.
Like, everyone
But I mean,
thought.
that's just Shark being Shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
We all saw that.
Yeah, it was Shark Week.
All saw that coming. Yeah.
What was the other one on there that was of significance?
Who's the Bulgarian? What's the Bulgarian guy's name with the open top roll? What's his name?
Who went against Russell? Robbie
Yeah,
Russell.
that was impressive.
Oh, Svetlana Gashevsky?
Yes, that was very impressive.
Yeah.
To me, that was my favorite match.
It was a great match.
That was one of my favorite
Again,
matches.
this is another organization that they're doing some kind of cool things. But and so they had Craig Toulier against James Wall. That was
cool.
That was great.
That was good.
Match. Yeah.
Man, there's a lot going on there in terms of bringing in the athletes from Australia, the Asian athletes they're bringing in.
Yep, the Bulgarians.
The Bulgarians. The Bulgarians they're such a different level than most of those guys, right? They come in and just smash.
And I was a
love
little
those guys.
disappointed with Dimitrov, though.
Yeah, plumbing.
The amount of elbow fouls.
Yeah, he
was-
did a lot of it.
Well, I mean, to break down in a 3-foul system 3 rounds in a row is
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous.
wicked crazy.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. But, there's so much homegrown talent that I would rather see in those matches than those guys.
This is, but, they may,
They're doing a good thing.
they
though.
may,
I
be,
mean,
but they may be chasing the normal
the fans out
blueprint
there.
Yeah.
that's already in the arm wrestling community,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah, and overseas, right? You want them to watch it. You
Right.
want, you
The
want those-
only beef that I had with it was the weight class.
That's where I'm going next. That's my next thought was,
Yeah.
can I please watch an event where outline weight classes, everybody made them, and you have belts that are going towards them, and we're working towards identifying the who's who and the what's what, so I can see the winner of Dimitrov and Robbie going against the winner of Craig and James Wall.
Right.
And now I'm like, man, does he have anything for him? Probably not. Great. Now there's a lot going on here. There's fun there.
Yeah, it's almost like the opposite of King of the Table.
It is.
You know, it's like, but it's also in the same, like, what are we trying to do here? Like, what
This is my issue. And I think they're great.
Yeah.
Watching James Merlot just assassinate people to
Yeah.
make, I get you're growing the hometown guy. I love it.
Yeah.
There are some guys
there's-
watching him pull Artem.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
That would be good.
There's a lot of good.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much out there.
There's a lot of really good guys in North America, man. Like,
Dude,
I don't
watching
know
Brandon
why.
Alcessor on the sidelines right now makes me want to cry.
That's so crazy.
Brett Rakers on the sidelines watching. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Killing me.
And maybe they reach out to these guys and that these guys are just busy. I don't know, but it seems
Or injured,
like,
you know.
Yeah, it just seems
Or
like
want a bunch of
everyone's more interested in bringing in talent from overseas rather than people that are really
And that
good.
could be because the talent from overseas is like, I'll pay for my own way to go.
Yeah.
I just want to compete on your show.
I 100% agree with
Yeah,
that.
I think it's a lot of that too.
The guys in North America may be asking for way too much money to show up. I get that. People that are hungry and really want to go after and make something out of themselves, they're going to pay their own way.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the thing is
and
that
I know that
because
those
these guys are
the guys from across the seas, the Europeans, that's what they do.
Japanese, Yep, the Koreans.
do.
Yep,
Well, you've got these guys paying thousands of dollars to put on a production.
right.
Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
there's so much
There's
going on there.
There's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot.
And it's and in a lot of ways, it's kind of an honor to be on that.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
if you hit me up tomorrow, I'm like, I can't wait.
like for me
My whole
to
training changes. I'll stop any tournament I'm in.
for an arm wrestler to be asking for thousands of dollars to be like that's kind of ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, unless
You're John Brzezinski or Devin Larratt, then I get it. But if you're not that, then what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
we've gone back and forth with this quite a bit, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I liked a lot that they were doing. I love the theater.
Yeah, I've been in that theater.
I like
It's
the
nice.
pyrotechnics.
Oh, so
Yeah.
cool! Yeah, there's so much of it that was really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
I even love the refs that they use.
The refs are great.
Yes.
Iron Arena and
I don't know the other one's name.
but they're great.
Yep.
And
Very fair.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair, and they take control. You
Yeah,
know,
they do.
for shorter women. But no, who's gonna argue with women at the table? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Dimitrov did a little bit.
yeah. I think he's just more talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he just kept
He was so
going.
frustrated.
But I love the aesthetic of their table, to be completely honest.
Very
Like
nice.
the white
Yeah.
elbow pads and the purple and the black.
And I dig the knuckles, the brass knuckles.
the brass
thing.
knuckles.
I dig
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Any of that's cool.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah.
But yeah, the baby is just going crazy in the background. Sorry
It's okay.
about that.
You're living
Yeah.
it. Adult life.
We're probably gonna end it here.
Yeah.
Tentative date for the next Flash Pin event, January 11th.
Sir.
So
Cool.
mark your calendars if you want to get on or thinking about competing. FlashPinProductions.com. At the top, go to the athlete application, fill that out. That's going to go to Dustin, and he's going to figure out if
And
we
it's
want to get
easy.
you on. It's very easy to fill out.
It's easy. It's basic
information that we need to know. We already had Dan Schwartz fill it out. Shout out Dan Schwartz.
Nice.
But yeah, very easy to fill out. More information will be coming soon. Yeah, that's all I have for right now.
Sweet.
It's a wrap, boys. Have a great day, guys.